This lesson focuses on graphing the cosine inverse function. So we'll just quickly draw a quick sketch of the cosine inverse, the cosine function. You can just kind of watch if you want to on this one. So we've already kind of done this for the sine inverse function. This one you can just watch, and we'll restrict its domain. So here's pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. So again, you're just kind of following along. There is the y equals cosine of x, parent function. If I try to check to see if this is 1-to-1, passing the horizontal line test, it does not pass. You'll notice it'll start to fail here, there, and there. So we're going to restrict its domain. Do you see where we have to restrict it to try to get not a repeat in the horizontal line? Any of you see it? If not, that's okay. We're going to take this piece right here. Between 0 and pi is where we're going to restrict. Once we go past that, our horizontal line test fails. It's not 1-to-1. So a bigger version, again, you don't have to write this down yet. Here would be the entire cosine function graphed out without any domain restrictions. Then we're going to take this piece right here and focus only on that one piece. Okay? Only on that one piece. The domain is going to be between 0 and pi. And the range is between -1 and 1. All right. So we focused already on the unit circle. So what I would like you to do now is to go ahead and create this graph for me, because we're running out of time a little bit. So there is your graph that we are assuming we've already interchanged all the ordered pairs. Okay? We've taken every x value on the piece from here to there, and we've interchanged it. So this order pair over 0 up 1 would now become 1, 0. This order pair here over pi over 4 up 0 is now pi over 4, pi over 2. Here's pi over 2, 0. When we interchange it, it's right there. Over 0 up pi over 2. And this point here, over pi down 1, when we interchange it, becomes -1 up pi. So I just took 3 points and showed you those 3 points here in your original sine function, or cosine function. And now we interchange those 3 to create our cosine inverse function. All right. Now our domain and range are a little different than our cosine inverse function. So a little bit earlier today, we spent some time creating the unit circle over again, focusing on the sine inverse from quadrant 1 and 4. But our cosine inverse domain and range, the range is going to be between 0 and pi. So we have to go out to this our second quadrant and find those angles quickly. So here's pi. It has the order pair -1, 0. So here's 2 pi over 3. it has the order pair -1/2 square root of 3 over 2. This is 3 pi over 4. It has the order pair negative square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. This is 5 pi over 6, and it has the order pair negative square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. So remember, when we're focusing on the cosine, it is the x of the unit circle. It's not the y like the sine, it's the x. So just like when we did the sine inverse function, and we evaluated the sine inverse function, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to evaluate the cosine inverse function. And what we will get out is not a value, but an angle measurement. And what two quadrants we will look at is quadrant 1 and quadrant 2 only, because that's our restriction on our domain and range, okay? So we have 2 parts left just to answer a couple of evaluation problems. So make sure you refer to this piece of your unit circle. All right, arc cosine of square root of 2 over 2. Is it possible to evaluate the arc cosine? Now remember, arc cosine is the same thing as cosine inverse of x. So we first check its domain. The domain has to be between -1 and 1. That's good. So what we're going to get out is some angle between 0 and pi. So go out and find square root of 2 over 2 as an x value on your unit circle between quadrant 1 and 2. What is the angle? Pi over 4. Or 45 degrees. Arc cosine. Find the exact value of the cosine inverse of -1. So you're looking at the unit circle. In the first and second quadrant, and find that angle when the x is -1. What angle is that? You see it? Pi. Or 180 degrees. Now let's pretend that our domain was, let's say, a 5 here. Could that be possible? No, it would not be possible. All right, so just like we taught the slide on cosine inverse, I just want to kind of talk through what we just did. So step 1 is graphing the whole cosine function here in blue. It is not 1-to-1, so what we did is we restricted its domain. We took the piece before it fails the horizontal line test. So we took this piece here. So the next graph, here it is graphed out with its restriction. Then we took the order pairs in a faster manner and regraphed it with the interchange of the order pairs. And now this is y equals cosine inverse of x. Your assignment is to download the new assignment and only focus on sine and cosine inverse. Don't do the tangent inverse.
Ms. Pedersen?
Just 1 second.
I have no idea.